And for more on the Brazilian protests and what they mean for the Rousseff administration, we're joined by Paulo Sotero. He's the director of the Brazil Institute at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars. Paulo, welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here, Susan.
This is the third protest that we've seen just this year. Early reports say it's not as large as the previous ones, but is President Dilma Rousseff in trouble?
Yes, she is in trouble. She may have gained a little bit of maneuvering space this weekend because the opposition associated itself more directly with this protest that were thematically more focused on impeachment than the previous ones. What will she do with this new political space? It remains uncertain. The economy is on a free fall. The president still faces the possibility of an impeachment action, although there have been maneuvers that have postponed any indictment of her.
How real is the possibility that she could be impeached? And if not impeached, what could happen?
Susan, I don't think it is a real possibility right now because the opposition is divided about that. There is no consensus in Brazil that we should go that route. Some politicians, including in the opposition, would prefer to keep the president of a very weak and vulnerable position. Obviously, this is not good for the country because there are very serious issues in the economic agenda that need to be addressed. And the question is whether she is going to be able to use this space she may have gained now in order to start giving more confidence in the people that she can revive the economy.
The obvious question to me is she's well into the first year of her second term. Why was she reelected? The Petrobras scandal was out there. The economy was not doing well.
Because she didn't level with the people, obviously, during the presidential campaign. 10 months ago, the situation, the crisis was not as evident for the general population as it is now. It was obviously clear for experts. People were predicting that what is happening now was going to happen, but this is politics, and now people feel betrayed by President Rousseff. Actually, the highest degree of rejection of President Rousseff comes precisely from people that voted for her, especially from women that voted for her last October. There is, though, two things that I would like to point out about the protests.
Right.
First, they were in 25 states in Brazil, in hundreds of cities, they were absolutely peaceful and democratic in that sense.
Right.
Second, the prosecutors of the federal prosecutor's office that are pursuing corruption cases have been endorsed in a very clear way in the streets of Brazil today. Also, the chief judge, Sergio Moro, that is presiding all of this. And so this says something about, institutionally, about a country that is pursuing criminal actions in government according to the rule of law.
These protests were largely organized on social media. What's the best possible outcome? These people want jobs and money in their pocket. How are they going to get it?
Well, that is
with the Workers' Party in place.
That is the problem, Susan, that people, I think, are starting to get fed up also with protests because they become repetitive. People are precisely looking for real solutions to real problems, economic problems that will preserve their jobs. Jobs are being lost in Brazil now by, thousands of jobs per week. And this obviously will
It's going to send the crime skyrocketing.
One of the issues, one of the consequences you just pointed out. So people are apprehensive. There is a major lack of leadership in Brazil. It's not only in the government side, on the government side, also the opposition is a little bit lost. So the process will have to continue. I think it will continue in democracy. We have in Brazil a way of looking for big agreements, etc. In Congress, I think we are going to see more of that, but the pressure from the streets will continue in Brazil.
Paulo Sotero, always a pleasure.
Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.